So the iOS 18.5 developer beta 1 is out already, and just a few days ago I was talking about the iOS 18.4. Much more interesting thing on this one, and let's just jump in. Let me share with you some of the new features that came with the iOS 18.5 developer beta 1. So if you're ready, let's jump into it. Okay, welcome back to Smart Depot. Generally, there's not going to be a lot of new features on the iOS 18.5. It's intended to be kind of incremental, fixes, bug fixes, performance improvement, and some other issues that are arising from the iOS 18.4 that should still be addressed. Between iOS 18.5 and iOS 18.6, there's going to be an iOS 18.4.1. So depending for those who are not in the beta, you can choose to update to that. And I'll keep you updated here with all the new features. So let's jump into this one. First of all, the size here is 7.6.5. So this is the iOS 18.5 developer beta 1. Still as smooth as you expect it to be, but let's jump into the setting and check what's new. So quickly, let's go to general and let's start from about. You can see I am on iOS 18.5 and iOS 18.5 version number is 22F5042G. And one of the things that are actually interesting that most people have not even said is the firmware. The modern firmware was actually downgraded. I don't know why. So you can see this iOS 18.4. and this is the modem firmware version 1.54.03. But if we go back to the settings, and you can see clearly that we are on 1.54.01. And that's not just the only thing I see as a downgrade. Now let's quickly go to my performance on Geekbench 6. So if you go to my history, you can see this is April 3rd. And that is what I'm getting here is 9,016, 3,565. That is on this latest iOS 18.5, but this is what I got on iOS 18.4. So you can also say that the scores of the performance here is not as impressive as it should be. So what else is new? There are a few things on the app. I actually don't use Apple Mail app. So if I type mail, you will see I don't use Apple Mail app, I use Gmail. There is some changes on the Apple Mail app where you can now categorize and do some stuff inside the app itself when you are on the Mail app. So also Vision Pro, there are some improvement and bug fixes on Vision Pro. So what else is new? There are a lot of bug fixes. If you go to accessibility and then go to touch, there's a function that's been brought back, which is a tap back. They will remove it on the final release of iOS 18.4, but I think they won't have it back. So if I double tap on this now, you can see my control panel in case I want to quickly pull it out. But if I triple tap, let me see whether you can see it. 1, 2, 3. Now, yes, that's my touch light on, and I can also turn it off with triple tap. 1, 2, 3. You can also remove this banner, which I'm going to go and remove now. So go back here, show banner. When you triple tap, I can just turn it off. And when I triple tap or double tap, I don't get to see that banner anymore. So these are some of the things that are new, that are useful for me on this one. Okay, so finally I'm going to take you through the Apple developer documentation here for developer beta testers. So if you can see the overview here, Apple Visual Pro app resolved issues on it, also store kits and then writing tools. So that's just about that. So this is a quick update on the iOS beta. I'm also getting problem with my auto. I'm getting problem with the response of my auto brightness. As you can see, I'm facing a light and it's not responding fast. So this is a problem I'm facing since I updated to this beta. My auto brightness is not responding fast here. It's quite bright and it's not responding fast as I want it to on the iOS 18.5 developer beta 1. So, but apart from that, everything looks smooth here, and hopefully things get better with the beta 2 that will be coming out in a week's time. So that's it. I am not so impressed, but it's early days for me to start complaining. Siri is not as smart as I want it to be. The delay in getting third-party notification like WhatsApp takes a lot more time than you have on the Android side if you send a notification. And also the performance drop on my Geekbench is quite alarming, but still early days, it's still a beta program, so who knows, and after a while on the beta 2 they might get the performance right again on track. At this point, I think we should just be waiting for the iOS 19 that will be released, somewhere between August this year. So for me, iOS 18.4 did some of the job I expected it to do. Let's see what will come up with the second beta, the fourth beta, and the release of the iOS 18.5, and then probably the iOS 18.6 before we get to iOS 19. So let me hear from you in the comment section. Do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until I see you in the next one, it is peace.